Anderson, you absolute C-word, and Nigel Farage. And as for you, Zia Youssef, frankly, and I've wanted to say this since the start, you can F right off. Because as far as I'm concerned, you're the problem. You've been the problem for a long time. And the thing I haven't been able to say, because I've been politely holding the line because it's the right thing to do, is that since you came along, things have changed. Nigel has withdrawn. Nigel has pulled back. Statements about immigration not there anymore. The fight being taken away. Suddenly we're compromising. Suddenly it's very important that we recognise the importance of the Muslim vote. Suddenly pulling back from the principles on which people need to join this fight. And we've watched it happen. We've held our tongues because we knew that the important thing was to hold the line. And look what you've done. You have just crapped all over decent, ordinary people who gave you their money, but not even the money, because we don't really care about money at this point. Most of us have got to the point, I did long ago, we have nothing to lose, we're all in. And look at Tommy sat there. He's so all in, he's in solitary confinement because he'll fight for his people. And you lot, with all that money you've got sloshing around with your big fat dinners and your big fat private planes, laughing to yourselves as you private jet off somewhere else, laughing at the little people, look at you. You should all be ashamed. All of you. Ben Habib, criticising all the time on Twitter. Shut up on Twitter and get in a room with the boys and sort it the shit out. Rupert Lowe, on Twitter. Get off Twitter and sort it the shit out. All of you. You're pathetic. Richard Tice, desperate for your time on Question Time, where you make another massive pillock of yourself because you somehow can't hear your own gob. You can't hear the nonsense and you think noise is enough. Noise is not enough. You boys, all of you, should be bloody ashamed of yourself because ordinary decent people deserve better than any of you. They show up, they turn up to car park lots, to Trago friggin' Mills, to some bloody awful conference place, to be largely ignored, to be patronised half the time, but they still show up. And you bastards take the piss. And I have held that in all the years. I've watched all of this from UKIP and beyond. And it is beyond belief what you've just done. You are a despicable bunch. And I am perfectly prepared, as will so many other people be, to move on from this. This is the way to deal with this, is to say it, put it out there, and then say, do you know what, tomorrow we'll close a door on this, and tomorrow you idiots, all 5 of you and the others and the rest of the griping, sniping, whatever, sort this shit out, and by tomorrow morning you better have a plan. And then you shut the door on this, say, look, we all had a funny 5 minutes, we all acted like jerks, we recognise ordinary people deserve better, here's the plan. You've got 12 hours to sort this shit out. But truly, the rage I feel is for every man and woman and the elderly people who drove for hours to be at your Trago Mills rally. You know, and I went there just to shake people's hands and thank them for coming and thank them for taking the time, even though I was an outsider, even though none of you will ever acknowledge me. I don't care. I only care about the ordinary people. I wanted them to know that they were so great for just showing up. I couldn't care less that I have zero role in any of it. It is so great that we had reform and people had hope. I'm so happy for it. And look what you've just done. You've made a mockery of ordinary people, and you've made a mockery of the people that need something to have faith in. And I cannot accept that at any level. And what I will say is, as I would say this to my children, you know, you can still make this right. And you need to make it right. And you need to make it right immediately. Because the only way out of this is to come out with your hands up as a line of one and say, look, you know, we got shiters, we knocked 7 bales of shit out of each other, here's what's going to happen. And get that Zia Youssef out, get him out. I don't care how much money he's got, I don't care who he's connected to. I don't care what funding is coming through him. I don't care what Arab nation or whatever is funneling cash through there. He needs to be out. Get him out. Get Rupert Lowe back in. And for God's sake, get some people in who you will listen to, who will criticise you in the way that I am often criticised. Because that is what keeps you on your path. It's what keeps you humble. It's what keeps you respectful of the receptionist or the brilliant hairdresser or the brilliant ladies in makeup or the lovely gentleman who's driving the car or the nice guy who waits for you or helps you or picks you up from somewhere. The ordinary people who are the best of us. I hadn't quite expected to go quite that far, but as it turns out, that may have been what needed to be said. Tomorrow I will go back to holding the line for however this comes about. I would absolutely, I will wholeheartedly say that I don't believe a word of what's been levelled at Rupert. I wish him all the very, very best. I absolutely think Ben Habib could work brilliantly together. And I absolutely think what needs to happen is the rot needs to be cut out really fast because people still need hope and there is still time.